We started the first hour with our New Year's resolutions from our audience, but now we've got one from from Joe Biden. He says his New Year's resolution is, well, let's see.
What's your New Year's resolution, sir? Anything else?
That's the biggest one right now.
Do you say to come back?
Come back next year, and you know, we don't know if he means back to St. Croix for New Year or
back
maybe
to life.
Back to the White House.
Back to
maybe.
consciousness.
It's an odd thing
Back
to
to
say.
the White House. Yeah, it could be
Odd
back
thing
to that restaurant, that fancy restaurant he was at.
Back
It could
to
be
his-
anything.
Back
It
to
really
his nap. Oh, nobody knows, and that's the point. And a lot of people are really critical of the fact that he's on vacation in St. Croix at this luxury home of a billionaire. Anyway, because as you know, we have hot spots all over the country, all over the world that we wish he was, you know, at the helm, taking charge of, and especially at our border. I want to show you this map here.
Look at his face.
It's true.
It's like you're the oldest guy you know in your neighborhood, like just yelling at you. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry, Rachel.
No. I think that image has a lot to do with this image. Just this feeling that nobody's in charge, that they've unleashed this policy on us, and maybe it's not going the way they want, maybe it's too much, but they don't seem to care. Look at this, 286,000 migrant encounters since December 1st, 770,000 migrant encounters since October 1st. That's 83,500 known gotaways. And look, I mean, look at those states there.
Those are some records there.
Oh, yeah, no question about it. And the total number of reported encounters are greater than the population of those 15 states. So this is going to have...
That's staggering.
It's staggering, and I think it's really hard to think about just how this is going to have an impact well into the future. I mean, social services are already strained, but these people are going nowhere. They will be here permanently. I don't think anyone's going to deport them.
No.
And so what does that mean for your school, your hospital, your taxes?
Unless Donald Trump wins and puts in the administration he says he will, which they say, hey, we will deport these people.
So a lot of people to deport.
You know what?
And it would be a massive backlash, but you would have the legal standing to do so, and you need to have the chutzpah to do so. But we just can't, to your point, Rachel, you just can't sustain that many people. And you got a year longer of this. Joe, you mentioned it. Those are record numbers. So those numbers we showed were basically based on a month, the first one, 286,000 in a month. And then a quarter, 800,000 in a quarter. And these are the known gotaways, let alone the ones we don't know about. I mean, these
known gotaways is such a misleading nomenclature for something. So what does known gotaways mean? Does it mean these are the amount of people we saw on a camera but didn't intercept? Or is it a prediction of what they think the total people that came across the border they didn't intercept were? I don't care about known gotaways. I want to know about unknown gotaways. How many people are coming across the border that we have no interaction with, that are coming here freely? And that number is speculative at best. It's probably huge, and it really tells the rest of the story. I mean, the Biden administration has taken this crazy notice to appear piece of paper, and if you hand that to someone and say, hey, we've documented that you came here illegally, you're asking for asylum, we can't make that determination right now, so we're going to let you on in. Just please come back in 2 to 4 years, and we'll have a court case and figure it out. That makes, through the Biden administration, that makes their presence in this country legal-ish. That gives them documentation, actually, of why the Biden administration is allowing them to be here, although they came here completely illegally and have no proven claim to be here.
So, you know, Joey, first of all, by the end of this Joe Biden's term, I believe we're going to have about 10 million people who will have come into this country illegally. That's a massive number of people, especially if you think about that these are people with, you know, low skills, not a lot of education, and we don't know who they are and what's going on. Yesterday, I had a guest on that I interviewed on this show, and he was I want to, maybe our producers can remember his name, but in any case, he said, listen, this is no longer, in my opinion, I can't figure out what the end game is. I used to think it was about votes, that they were importing, potential Democrat future voters. But he said, this is so much bigger than that. I would say so much more coordinated than that with organizations like the World Economic Forum, the UN, the Soros-funded NGOs, and many of these other countries. So the end game to me is a borderless world. It is about collapsing our system. In fact, that guest said, I have to believe this is about destroying our country because there's no other explanation for it. The future voters thing doesn't work anymore. It doesn't make sense anymore.
Which would mean looking at the pictures of Joe Biden on vacation giving a nonsense New Year's Eve resolution. It's not that he's incompetent; it's that he's party to it.
Yeah,
he's party. I mean, he's willing to see that destruction under his watch and do nothing about it. And that's what Representative Randy Weber, Republican from Texas. He gave a quote to Fox News Digital about this contrast. And he said, President Biden's dereliction of duty is on full display while he sits on the beach and ignores the thousands of illegal immigrants invading our country daily. America, as we know it, will be unrecognizable unless this administration comes to the table, starts enforcing the laws, and stops the flow of illegal immigrants, which, of course, they won't, which is why the election will be such a referendum on, the economy, on this issue, and then, of course, everything the left wants to make it about, too.